All right, we're about to get a debate set up real quick. I gotta get the people online. Hold on a second. Hold on. Get everything set up. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We about to get fired up here in a minute. About to have a debate. So hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. There's supposed to be some more people joining. Let's get the likes up. All of that. Come on. Uh all right, we're gonna have a debate right now. So yo, K Rock, if you there, bro, just hit the link in the description, man. If you're there. Just hit the link in the description. I'm trying to enjoy. I'm not even gonna be the one debating. I'm gonna be moderating this. The conversation is are these influencers, some of the ones that we know about, Tate, the ones in the manosphere, can they actually help average men? Or oh, here we go. First dude on here. They actually help average men, or is it all what is it? You got rain in the background?
Hold on.
Hey, you in a
Do,
windstorm?
do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, but you sound a little muffled.
All right, hold on.
You sound better now. Hold on a second. I got to get my sweet tea. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on a second. Yo, tell old boy to hit the description so we can go ahead and get this rocking. Hold on a second. I'm gonna stop my camera real quick. I gotta get my sweet tea. Hold on.
All right. Jason, you there? Yeah, you hear me?
I'm back. I'm back. All right.
Do y'all hear me well?
I can hear you. You sound a little muffled, but you good.
All right, because this is the best I can right now because I don't have regular headphones for my phone.
You good. JSP, we good? Jay, can you hear me? He ain't responding back. So yeah, you sound like you on a walkie-talkie. Try that again. Can I get a mic check again on your side? See, I'm hearing it back in my
Is it
echo.
better?
It's
Is it
better
better?
right there. It's better right there.
Yeah.
So what was your point when you telling me K Rock, when you trying to tell me that they need better ideas? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
I'm saying it's because when these people speak, like Snako, Andrew Tate, or any of these other influencers, they are speaking from a perspective of a rich person, the top 1%. When we understand that majority of us are not in the 1%. So if that's the case, a lot of the stuff that they're preaching is something that a lot of us not going to be able to achieve. I'm not saying me or you or it, but a lot of people are not going to be able to achieve. You look at studies, a lot of men are uninterested in relationships, working, or a lot of things. A lot of men are leaving the labor force. A lot of men are not interested in marriage anymore. So this thing of get to the bag this, get a woman, or have multiple bitches. That is something that a lot of men are not going to be able to achieve. So I don't understand. I just when I speak, I want to speak to the average person. I want the average person to get the message, and these people are just not. Average people cannot relate to this message, and it's also a false sense of hope for people to think like it's even achievable. You have to have average people in a society. Everybody cannot be in the 1%, or that's impossible. So if that's the case, you're giving young people a false sense of hope, and I think that's wrong. And there's also other elements of life than just chasing women and making money. There's other things in life other than that.
Keep trying. You want to respond to that? Because I can respond to that with my thoughts.
Yeah, basically, I would say to him, the audience that of the people that he's like reaching to, I wouldn't even say that those are the majority of them are like rich people, and that people like can't relate to them because they're literally selling a lifestyle to those people who are following them and watching them religiously of a lifestyle that they want, and some of them may be able to get to that level. Maybe most won't. Maybe most will be better off following these guys than like going the traditional route of like going to school and this and that. If they actually apply themselves to whatever it is that they're selling them to show them how to get money. I'm not saying that they're all going to end up being millionaires just like Andrew Tate. As I was saying earlier, they might end up being you might up ending making like 70, 60, 80K on their own as opposed to like them just going to school and getting like tons of debt, just going that route. So I don't think that like the message that they're spewing, because like yeah, a lot of them, if they don't like if they're really out of shape, they don't have any social skills, and all they're doing is just watching these dudes just like troll and talk shit, but they're not doing anything to personally better themselves, like socially in the social space and in the financial space. Then yeah, they're not gonna end up having the same results as those guys. But a lot of those kids, they take the message serious. They go to the gym, they work out with their boys, they buy those like courses online, and they do whatever they do. Like some of them, they're like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and they're making like 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month. So, I mean, I think that they're like they're ahead of the timeline for the ones who are actually applying themselves, not the ones who are just like watching, hanging around just to be entertained.
Yeah, let me respond to that. I see what you're saying, but we also have to make it a numbers game. Like the number of people from these things making 5,000 or 3,000. It's not a lot of people, and there's something interesting because I watch these people. It's because I want to hear what they got to say. There's something interesting that a lot of these people, because it's like a disconnect. Andrew Tate, for example, got rich off of like doing cam girling. Like he used to like be in charge of like women doing cam girls. That's how he got rich. And Sneaker's getting rich off of YouTube and stuff like that. That is, there's a disconnect to that because they're saying that if you work hard in this, you can be in my position, but that's not necessarily true because we have people who are construction workers, plumbers, people who work in sewers, people who work really hard jobs, who are way more important than what Andrew Tate and Sneaker do, who are working harder, and they're not going to ever reach that level. So the working hard thingy is kind of a weird thing, knowing that these people that went to the place, they didn't necessarily work hard. They just exploited. They really, I mean, they exploit. Andrew Tate exploited men's desire for women. I mean, yeah. So I think there's a little disconnect here for their message when it comes to working hard, and also even do we honestly know if majority of men even want this? Do majority of men want all these bitches and hoes? Do a majority of men want to be a millionaire? I mean, they want stability, but do they necessarily want to go work and stay in the office all these hours and become a millionaire? I don't think a lot of men will be. A lot of people want to do that, in regardless of gender. So I don't think majority. I think majority of men want a comfortable life to where a woman will love them. Now the love part, I'm a black pill on that. I don't know if that's possible in this time, but I think most men don't necessarily want a bunch of hoes or working tirelessly to make a bunch of money. I think they just want to live a comfortable life. But in this day and age, there's not a place here to say that. It is fuck all these bitches, get all the money, do this. It's like it, and even and the problem is you're now telling young people that this is what you should want. You know what I'm saying? That that is nonsense to me. You can't because these people are impressionable. They don't necessarily know what is good and what's not. They're seeing a bunch of dudes getting all this women, all this money. Oh, I might want to do that, but that's because of what they see. They don't necessarily know if that's what they want. Because even when we see the dudes who get it, once they get it, you heard Future say it in the song. I got so many bad bitches that I barely want them. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. They barely even want them because they understand the type it is. And then what happens next? You chase all these hoes for a bunch of years, and now you're about to be 40 years old, not married. But I just think, and I'm laying here. I just think we need a message that gravitates to the average man. That is what my focus is. I want to talk to people who I don't know if I'm gonna be in this position my whole life. I might end up making $1 million. I never know, never know. But I still don't want to be talking to just. I still want to relate more with the average person. That's just me.
You got a response to that?
Yeah, I definitely do have a response to that. I mean, like, even with your point with like the plumbers, and them working hard. I mean, a lot of plumbers, in society. I mean, they're top earners, in society. A lot of them make from like 80 to like over 100K, especially when they get a lot of experience. So like maybe it's not millionaire status, but it's definitely comfortable status, as what you were saying. And there's like a thing where you like listen to some of these guys and they'll be like, oh, going to school is a scam, or da 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 is a scam, and this and that. And I guess that's like kind of the trick that they say to get like certain people into that. And the only way I would say like going to school is like an actual scam is if you're doing like those liberal arts stuff where like you actually have to like go to post grad to actually get real money, unless you're like doing something in sociology where you're gonna write a book and you can get like a publishing company to be behind you where you can like make a lot of money. But like most people when they go into school, they're not. That's not really their aim or their plan to do that. And I think people when they do that, like they're a lot older before they see like the big money, I guess. But for you saying like you want to have like a normal message for like the average guy, I would just have to be like, well, what would the message be? And I do agree with you in the sense for where you said that you don't know if most dudes want to have like a lot of women, this and that, because I'm of the belief that there's two type of men. There's men who are like relationship guys, they want to be with one girl, and then there's guys that just, they want to be philanderers, they want to go around and just sleep with as much women as they can. And it's like up for the men to decide like what type of man they are, if they want to be the man that goes around just sleeping with all these women, or if they just want to like have a long lasting relationship. Like that's up to like every individual to decide. um and I think that generally speaking, I think most men, because they can't get a lot of women, they probably be happy with like one woman, one woman that they can get. I mean, if we just look at all these social media platforms and we see like all the men standards for like these women, like they literally want to be with baby mamas, have like multiple baby dads, and they'll just take and accept them because they can't get anyone. And I think this is where these guys come in, where they're telling these men, well, if you want to get the women that we have, you gotta get to the gym, you gotta work out, you gotta look right, and you gotta have the pockets to back it up. And like having the pockets to back it up, it really doesn't have to be like the millions that they're saying. Like literally you can make like $80,000, and most, like the average woman will be happy and okay with you making that, regardless of like what they may say. So um I think that's what I have to say for now at this point.
Now there's something. You said two things that was very important, and it was the relationship thing, and that's where my black pill comes in. I'm in the it's so much shit in there that it's like that's why I haven't really got it completely down yet. Because yes, there's guys that want to be relationships, and that's like something we should preach. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if the modern good looking woman will be okay with an average man. You know what I'm saying? That is what I'm struggling with because I understand that it was I haven't yet got that able to like under like get like I don't know, like a philosophy or an argument around that situation. Because I don't think a woman to nowadays can be pleased with that average man,
This
especially if she's good looking.
this is what I honestly think, right? Um, I think I don't know if you JSP, right? I call him JSP on the bottom, right? We're having two completely different arguments. K Rock's argument, I hope I can call you that. It's all economics. He's saying that the women's value has inflated, and now the average woman is out of reach for the average man. And I would have to agree with that. This is an economics argument. Um, I personally think dating is dead. I don't think dating can solve the problems that we're in right now. Um, I get keep trying's argument. I get his argument with, if there's some men that they don't want all of this, and if you can make the money, and this is my opinion of those men. I think the guys who show off that they have money are like, if I went to a steakhouse and I got a big house and I say, I'm going to leave my steak out overnight for the rats to come take it away. You're flossing all this money to show yourself and get involved in a situation where the woman is eventually going to take it from you. Like, that's what I look at it as. I don't know if I'm quote unquote black pilled or whatever, but I do look at the situation as rather hopeless. I think until you fix the economic and political disparities between the average man and the average woman, because I got to agree with K-Rock, it is all about the average. It is all about the overall mean of society, right? Because the average, if their average is not taken care of, they squash the elites every time. And that is history. And I think that now the average woman has become out of reach for the average man. And now the rich men are having to compete for average women.
Well, if I could chime in, and
Go-
I need to be a little long winded with this, so if you could bear with me. So I come from the black pill MGTOW. I understand that, and so the problem isn't really even economic. It's more political. Women in this country enjoy more rights than anywhere else on earth, which is why when you go to other countries, they understand that they need a man because there's no safety net that will come under them to save them and protect them from their poor choices. So it's not necessarily an economics thing. The culture reinforces it. The laws also reinforce it, and women have carte blanche to do whatever they want. So that's the real issue. Now, on the topic of guys like Andrew Tate, guys like Tristan, his brother, guys who are kind of preaching the I don't know how would I describe this, the big lifestyle, the cars,
Top
the
of the
jets,
mountain.
right, the top of the mountain. It doesn't appeal to most men, and this is kind of the focus of where I want to bring my channel. So if you don't know my background, I'm disabled. Disabled 13 years ago. It essentially was a vegetable. And now I'm finally starting to bounce back and take control of my life and make some strides economically, physically, all that, right? And I see, I understand the incel kind of paradigm, because even though I don't view myself as that, because I know if I was able-bodied, getting women wouldn't be an issue. I have charisma, I always have. It's just that, you have to deal with what life gives you, right? C5, C6, quadriplegic. I see a lot of men giving up on just living life in general because they can't get pussy. That is problematic. Now, can I don't think somebody like an Andrew Tate can appeal to them, because they're going to say, and I've listened to incels. Oh, he's 6'4", he has the alpha Chad chin, no hope, give up. The problem is you need somebody who's more like me, somebody who's more like the average man to tell them there's more to life than just pussy, and also you have to learn how to enjoy life. Now, I've been living in the room I grew up in for most of my life because of my injury, but I missed out on my entire 20s, and I'm happy as can be because one, I don't validate my existence off of can or can I not get sex, and also I have hobbies and things, and I've always known how to enjoy my life despite the circumstances. I know I'm kind of unique in that regard,
Yeah.
so I think somebody like me could tell you because I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing,
Yeah.
quite frankly, in my life. I'm starting to build something in my life. Just got a certification. So men need somebody to look like somebody like me, who if I can do it, there's no reason why you should be in this cycle of depression and dejection. They just need somebody to tell them there are options. You have options. You don't have to settle for women in the West. You could get a passport. I'm now I know guys kind of get iffy when I speak this way, so I'm
Yeah.
going to preface this. I'm pro tricking. I think a lot of men just got to get the poison out before they can even start talking to women. They got to get the poison out.
Yeah.
I understand, but a lot of
Well,
time, a lot of men is just pussy, pussy, pussy. Sometimes you have
well,
to just get it out of you so you can relax and then just enjoy the scenery in front of you.
yeah.
Another thing, I'm almost finished. Another thing for men who just, for whatever reason, can't appeal to women, there are sex dolls. There's ways to live your life. You don't have to just take what life gives you because once you do that, they win. You let society and everybody pointing the finger that you win. Don't let them win. Live life to the fullest. You can still do that, and you don't even have to be a millionaire to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe six figures, maybe 80K, but you don't have to be a multi mega star millionaire to live life to the fullest. And I think that's the message that needs to come from somebody like a me, maybe a you, somebody that's the average man that can tell them, do not hang your head. Do you
Yeah.
realize you're a man? Life doesn't end here. It's awesome being a man, even a disabled man. That's the message that we should be pushing. I still think
Facts.
Andrew Tate's message is better than most. I'd rather men and young boys listen to Andrew Tate than listen to the LGBTQ Rainbow Coalition
Yeah.
and the Zesty Coalition. And
Yeah.
I don't want men listening to incels and the Black Pill Coalition putting guns in their mouths. We need to get these men to stop putting guns in their mouth into their head and blowing their brains out.
Delete
That's what the
themselves. I
red
guess
pill
that would
should
be
be. That's
the,
what the red
the
pill. I'm sorry. That's what the
out.
red
Yeah.
pill should be about. Not only getting you to acknowledge the truth of the light of the world, but also telling you that there is a light, a bright side at the end of all of this, and you can still live life to the fullest. You only get one life. Why not enjoy it? You can still enjoy it, even though you might live in a society that doesn't appreciate you. What say you?
Well, my opinion is so I agree. I think men are very, how can I say this? What has happened since the advent of the internet is this, right? It's like if you have a child and you constantly sprinkle drugs in that child's food, since the child has grown up, you've made that child an addict indirectly. And that's what the internet has been. In my
Right.
opinion, the internet was a tool that was made to push women, whether that be through pornography, Instagram, social media. It's literally made men more sex starved and made women more inaccessible to them. It's inflated women's value. Like, give you an example. Your grandma, my grandma,
Right.
the average woman that's a 7 gets hit on more in one day than our grandma probably did in 20 years. In one
Yes.
day after taking a picture than our grandma did in 20 years. And attention is not good for women. It's just not. Women can't handle attention correctly. So for me, I realize that it comes to the very first thing that you said. Life is not about sex. Men's life
Not
should
all
not
about
be
it.
about sex, right?
Yeah.
We are creating we are creating addicts. We're creating literal mental drug addicts by bombarding them with images of women through online pornography and through meanwhile you have the women that are creating the pornography and they are literally inaccessible. Average women are inaccessible to average men. And so
And that's why. Oh, I'm
that's
sorry.
why we have this problem. This problem, I don't even like looking at it like women. I like looking at it like an economic issue. If the average home becomes too unaffordable, look at it like the housing crisis.
Right.
Look at women today as homes. The average man who's working can't afford a home. That is a problem. 30% of people, 30% of men not having homes, that is a problem. And for me, that is just what our society through the internet has created, to me, in my opinion.
So, really quick, let me address Sir Randolph in the chat. So he's. I expected this. There's always going to be somebody, oh, sex doll. When I'm trying to endorse our options, if you think it's weird, that's fine. But this is one of the things that are the problems. Men's ability to explore their sexuality is always, especially in the Black community, it's always hampered. So you don't want them to watch pornography, understand that. But if their women are inaccessible, there are options. You don't have to go that route. You don't have to trick. You don't have to get a sex doll. But you can go overseas and try to find a wife. Stop limiting yourself. If there are men who are obsessed with sex, and you may disagree with me, they need to at least have a conduit by which, and this has been proven to actually work, to get that desire out so they can focus on other things. If they're always fixated on pussy and they feel like I just got to use game. If you want to use game, I'm not against that. If you want to use that, far be it for me to tell you to do that. All I'm pushing is don't be so close-minded, because a lot of men are saying there's only one way to live my life. I got to do it this way, and if I can't do it this way, then life is over. That's why they're giving up, because they're listening to people like you telling them, "Oh, that's weird." Who cares? It's my penis. If it makes me happy, why are you concerned about what makes my penis happy? Worry about your own. I want men to break out of that mode of worrying about what other people who don't care about them think. They don't know you, they don't love you, they don't care about you. So why do you put so much value in other people's opinions that you don't even know? Who cares about what they say? You need to live your life to the fullest. Now, however you go about doing that, I can't tell you how to do that. But just slumping your shoulders because you couldn't do it like Tyrone and Chad did, that's no way to live your life.
Yeah, that guy needs to be. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, Randolph, you know where the guy is coming from, so you know what I'm saying.
No, actually, I was pro tricking and sex doll when I was in college. When I was 19, people were saying the same thing. Then, that's weird. I'm like, but so I want to try it out because I'm a kind of guy that likes trying different things out. I always had this mindset, even before BTC, before the wheelchair. So to say that I would have a different pain, no, I wouldn't. I was saying the same thing 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago when I was walking. So it's weird because you've never heard anybody articulate it to you. But if you really sit down and think about it, who cares? Women can have dildo. There are women in corporate America who have dildo exchanging parties. They have the Alien versus Predator dildo with the feelers and the tentacles and the weird shapes, and that's accepted. Women can do whatever they want. They can explore their sexuality. They can finesse dudes. They can live their life to the fullest. But when it comes to men, there's always something repressing how they speak, how they think, how they want to access sex. There's always something saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. If a dude wants to buy a Lamborghini or a Bugatti, like Andrew Tate says, well, who the fuck are you? It's the politics of envy. Stop saying what you can't do and saying maybe I should or maybe I can. That's the problem. That's why dudes are deleting themselves. And I'm not saying you have to do what I'm saying, but I'm just saying try something new. Get a passport. Go to a different country. Talk to other women who don't live in the United States. Just slap your shoulders saying that's weird. Our life is over. That's no way to live your life. And if I'm saying that, then come on. Consider what I'm saying at least.
Well,
let me say something.
Go ahead.
Can
I can't hear you.
you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Yeah. I just want to say a few things. And I also I think I figured it out, and it's a hard pill to swallow. Some men are going to have to understand that, like, you're not going to be able to have what every other man has. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
a lot of men are gonna have to accept that they might die alone. All right, and that's okay. It's
That, but
okay.
that's a bad way to say that.
Let me finish.
Why are you saying that?
Because I'm a realistic person. Unless this is the thing. This is one thing. Unless men are content with other women only wanting them for their money. If men are okay with that, and then when they lose the money because we have a recession every 10 years, if they're okay with them leaving after they don't have that income, I'm more power to you.
This is what I'm
You know,
talking about. This
I
mindset is exactly what I'm talking about.
hold on.
You don't. You don't.
Let me finish. Man, me, another man, we want to be wanted for who we are, not for material things.
But
And,
men will never be wanted for who they are.
and that is
That's the
why.
fundamental
And
problem.
and
Men
and that
have
is.
no.
Can I
Dude,
finish?
hold on,
Can I?
really quick,
Bro,
really quick.
you gotta do one
I
mic
know,
at a
Let
time,
me
man.
real
You
quick
gotta
because
do one
I don't
mic
want
at
to
a
forget the thought.
time.
I don't want to forget the
You
thought.
gotta wait for people
I'm
to
sorry, I
finish.
won't do it again. Let
Okay.
me just say this
Let
real
him.
quick.
All right. Stay your one thing, but you got to let him finish,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I'm gonna let him rock. I'm gonna let him rock.
Okay.
Men will never be liked for who they are. Their love for what they are and what they can do. This has always been a fundamental truth, going back to the olden days. Men always have to perform. That's something you're going to have to just accept. And just because you have money, all women are not going to just be with you because of money. But this is part of why. This is one thing that I agree with the game does with. Sometimes you have to have some frame and let women know. You have to stop approaching women from your knees, like, oh, it's all about what she wants. No, you have to approach it like it's about what I want, and then guide her and lead her, and then she'll follow you. Stop being concerned about, oh, it might fail. She only wants me for my money. Well, if that's all you're showing her and that's all you're
Whoa.
offering, that's the problem.
Hold on a second. Hold on a
That's a
second.
side
All right.
discussion, but
Hold on a second. And before I let him keep going, women are dumb. So like, it doesn't matter what you show them; they're still going to be women. So
right.
like this idea, it's not the fact that we're on our knees; it's the fact that society is elevated, that they're standing on somebody else's shoulders over us.
But also, men are also on their knees. It's two things can be right at the same time. Men are always coming from a
Yeah, when you
position of
cut their
weakness.
legs
It's
off,
about
of course. So
Uh,
you
no,
don't
but
think?
you have to
let me
stand on your own too, and
let
not
me
let women
Go.
let
take
me
advantage of you and walk over you. That's a
I
problem. Men,
agree with
too many
that.
men just slump over and just let women do whatever, and they give their
but
love away for free. That's why
First
the
yeah,
off,
concept of simp
the only
exists.
reason why women are doing whatever is because the greater society is allowing them to do that.
But you don't have to let them do that to you, though.
Really?
You
So
don't.
I can
You
so
don't
I
have to
can go
accept that.
I can go take away all of the benefits that they get from STEM in
No. That's
corporate
what I'm saying.
America.
You
hold
don't
on.
have to. You don't have
Let
to
me
accept the deal. Is what I'm saying.
let
We
You
me
don't
live
have
in
to get married
America.
to
We
these
have
women.
to accept it. If
No,
you
you
don't,
don't. You can leave the country.
this
That's
is a
what I'm saying.
systematic issue, bro. This is not you.
let,
I get
can
what you're
Then
I
leave the
go,
I
system.
finish something real
go
quick?
ahead. Okay, go ahead. Let him go. But I go ahead.
Now Rudolph is agreeing with me.
let me land real quick with the I'm gonna repeat what I said. We're gonna have to tell men in this time you're gonna most likely die alone. I mean, even if you do find a woman and you get married, 50% chance you guys get a divorce. So you're gonna get you're gonna end up you're gonna be end up being alone, but with less money because she's gonna take half. So the point is we have to preach that. We have to preach other stuff. We have to preach getting fulfillment and happiness other places, getting more platonic friendships, getting more other hobbies that you can enjoy. Be
But
healthy.
that's what I'm
So
pushing.
hold
I'm
on,
literally
be
pushing that.
okay, and be healthy. So at the time, maybe you're 60 or 70, you don't need to go in a nursing home because you are healthy enough to take care of yourself, and maybe you didn't get to have children because the women nowadays are not motherly like. So, but I think the more and more we listen, the more and more we see things. I, listen, the black pill is the most important. It's the most important thing. I understand the red pill. I'm capable of the red pill, but some niggas gonna have to understand what we're dealing with. I mean, Aaron said it best. The average woman wants the top men. And guess what? The top men is going to fuck the average woman, and therefore she's not gonna ever settle again. That is the problem. And all this advocating to self improvement, yes, you should self improve for yourself, but don't expect any. I don't think you should expect any of this over exaggerated what's it called, lifestyle that people are selling. But yeah,
He's literally Eric. He's literally doing what I just spoke against. He is validating his existence based on whether I can not die alone. He's already going to the end of his life. Everything is about, can I get pussy or not? And that's the problem. You said there's more to life, but that's not what you're articulating. You say one thing and then you say another. You got to pick a struggle. And what I'm saying is, one guy said, well, we don't want to leave the country. Tough, life is hard. If you want to circumvent this problem, you don't have to be Andrew Tate, but you can be an average Joe with 80K. The exchange rate is phenomenal when you go to these other countries. Okay. It's going to require some elbow grease. You might have to learn a different language. You might have to deal with a different culture.
What about just
sit here and do?
What about average men taking collective action to change this? That is what I think. I think that average
in our lifetime is not going to happen.
Once again, that's a defeatist attitude. So if we're like, black pill?
I'm saying, men collective action. The only way things are going to change to that level, it's going to probably require a war. I'm sorry, it's going to require some guns. Okay. And I'm saying a change like that will be so drawn out and catastrophic. By the time anything happens, we'll be at the end of our.
It's already starting to heat up, bro. This is an economic issue masked as a gender issue. Well, this is a gender issue sitting on top of an economic issue, sitting on top of a political issue. This spans three different layers. And what I'm saying is this. I do feel that look, we're already tensing up between men and women right now. So I don't understand why you think that this is something that is not going to eventually escalate into something else.
Here's my approach. I want men to look in what they can do. See, a lot of people fall in the trap of that political trap. If we just vote, if we get them in 2024.
That's not what I said.
If we all coalesce together as average men and work to change the system. That's such a macro level thing. If you want to do that, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that.
This is a macro problem.
What I'm saying is you only have one life. This is my opinion. If that's what you want to do with your life, I'm not here to stop you. But you only have one life. Which is harder? Trying to incite a civil war to change
that's not economic what I said,
and wide. Okay,
that's
fine.
That's not good for the algorithm.
Change an economic. Okay, fine. To change an economic widespread political issue that will take decades to change, or find ways to enjoy your life that you only have limited time on this earth. I'm 32. I don't have time to be fighting wars and leading a political movement.
Thank God, my great grandparents, whoever fought for whatever, didn't thought about me and not themselves when they were doing whatever they did for civil rights or doing whatever they did for you're literally free because of what the greats sacrificed for you. So and this idea,
that freedom, no, that's not how that works. You're right. I'm not discrediting what you said. You're right. But with freedom, I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want with that freedom. This works both ways. Yes.
Are you?
That's why it's called freedom.
Okay, you think you're absolutely free right now in America?
I mean, women right now I don't have the economic freedom. Listen, and what I'm advocating for, you should try. I'm a libertarian, so maybe this is why we have a disconnect.
Oh my God.
I'm a libertarian. I'm for freedom first. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying men should try to get as much economic freedom, whatever that number is, and whatever that entails, to live as freely as they possibly can. That's why I do like the Andrew Tate lifestyle, because he is out of the matrix to a degree. He has several passports. He doesn't have to do what they say in America. He can just leave. I think that's at the most extreme. Most men can achieve that, but I don't see why you can't get a passport and fuck off. And go to Colombia or Thailand. That's not hard.
When you guys say he's out of the matrix, like this is not true at all. And I'm gonna just break it down like this. Just because he plugged out of one system, he's currently living in another system where he still has to abide by the rules. And even if he was to leave that other place and go to somewhere else, he still has to abide by the rules of the other place.
But he has more freedom than we do.
So, pardon?
He's freer than most men on earth.
So then you admit that we're not. Hold on, wait a minute. So then you admit we're not free then. You admit that we're not free then, right?
Most men.
No, right. In America, we're still free. I'm free to live how I choose.
No, you said he was more free than most of. You say he's more free than us.
He's freer than most people on earth. That is.
No, you said
most people on earth. That's correct. Yeah, most people on earth.
But I thought you said he was freer than us. thought you said he's more free
That
than us.
doesn't mean
But go
that
ahead. Go ahead.
that doesn't mean that he's free and we're not. I'm saying he's
We don't
freer than
even
most
rank
people on
top
earth.
10. You know, United States, we don't even rank top 10 for like the most free countries out there anymore.
What can you not do in the United States?
What do you mean?
There are things you can't do. I mean, you can't commit crime, but you can, for the most part, do whatever you want. For the most part.
Oh, really?
Am I
Can
wrong?
you own a fully automatic AR-15 in your state?
I said for the most part. You
Okay,
can.
that's
But
for the most
part,
part.
you can, compared to other countries, you can do mostly whatever you want, right?
Can you get a car without the proper catalytic converter on it?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, like I said, there's so many rules and regulations in the United States.
I understand that.
Can you
I
go
understand
and
what
live
you're saying,
on federal land without having issues?
Jesus Christ, y'all are going. See, this is the problem. Y'all are all going for the doom and gloom. What you can't do. Focus on what you can do.
No, you
There's
just
so many
asked.
things you
No,
can.
but that was the question that you asked us. You asked us, what can't you do?
Okay, fine. There are things you can't do, but think about all the things that you can do. There are so many things that you can do in this country, and for the moment, you can work on making yourself and your situation freer than what it is. I don't see the issue with telling young men that they should aspire to economic freedom, and that they should get past.
You can't even make
they
a
should
joke.
Be open to
We can't even make a joke about the rainbow people, bro.
Wait, can I say something real
How
quick?
free are you really?
Can I say something?
I do it all the time.
Go ahead, little bro.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about, because you said something about, and what I was dealing with before. You said something about the war and we have to do this and that. Isn't there a difference between being wanted and needed? So let's say we go back to the things or stuff like that, and now that we have, are you okay with just being needed for your financial abilities? Are you okay with that?
So
Eric,
let me. Oh, Eric, I'll let him answer.
You know, I think that I want both. I want to, you know, what's funny, you know what? In America, it's not about being needed; it's about being wanted.
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying.
even if you're needed, if you do something that they don't want, it's against the law. So it's about you being. Everything is about consent. So that means you have to be wanted.
Exactly.
Right?
So as human beings, we want to be wanted. So why would we resort back to something to where we're now needed to take care of women?
But see, you're approaching the situation from the aspect that you're only utility. You view yourself as utility. That's the problem.
That is what most men who with money are today to these women. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we really be honest, a lot of these men with money are just tricks who these women play on and just use them for money. And as human beings, because a lot of us are human beings, I don't want to be used just for some money. I want to be.
Then don't do it.
And that's the case. And most men don't want to do it.
Wait. Well, so let me ask you a question. Because I want to get a peek into your psychology. Let me ask you the question. When you're out with friends or out and about, you have no charisma at all. Nobody wants to be around you for you at all. Is that nothing? Is that something you can't negotiate?
No. Let me tell you something. I'm good. I'm not tripping. I'm an ordinary person. Not yet though. Give me another year. I'm good. A lot of people fuck with me platonically. People fuck with me. I'm still saying though that when the message is, if you want more and more women or you want more in this, you have to be financially free and all that shit. Get a lot of money. I'm just like, why? Why do you want to be known?
Because that's how it works. It always worked that way. Look at consultants and
can I just finish? Let me just finish.
Bro, we
there's a delay. There's a delay.
We gotta have some order.
I couldn't hear him. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear him. My bad.
It's all good. I disagree with your. First off, kid, I disagree with your point. Right? Like I get where the sultans and the kings and all of that. Listen, bro.
Yeah.
We would have not reached the levels that we've reached in this country with like the baby boomers, the boomers, right? There was a baby boom, right? A bunch of people having kids. That was because the average man coming back from war could get the average woman and they could have a home and a family. So this idea that it was all the men at the top were always like that. Yeah, that's true. But what wasn't always the way that it was in this country historically was the average woman being out of reach for the average man.
I understand that. I'm not discrediting that. The problem, I think, the disconnect we're having, you guys are focusing too much on the issue and the problem. The system is what the system is, and I'm not.
Okay.
This is not a defeatist attitude, but you
I got
you
you.
guys talk to me about being realistic, which is easier to do. Find happiness, happiness, enjoyment, and self actualization in your own individual life, or changing an entire system in your lifetime, which is easier to do.
But you have to
But
answer.
what's impossible is finding
You have to
happiness in
answer
a
the
woman.
But you have to also. But you were calling me. You're saying the black pill is this and that. If you're being
Yeah.
realistically, I'm gonna say this again. Men in this generation are gonna have to come to grips and be okay with not getting married and dying alone. That is the main
Stop
thing. And finding
saying
happiness.
that.
It's not
You're
stop.
saying
Well,
you're saying
why is that? Why is
why you
that?
keep saying that?
Because that is the
That
most
doesn't have to
realistic.
be true.
But
It is true.
it is realistic.
It's not his choice. It's not our choice.
Listen, realistic.
Wait. So you can't go overseas and find a wife?
No, hold on. If you look at,
You can't go. Wait, no. Answer the question. Can you not go overseas and find a wife?
I don't know.
Hold on. What was the question?
I know plenty of men doing it right now.
I know men who can dunk from the free throw line. Doesn't mean I can do it.
Doing what?
But wait, I know plenty of men on YouTube going overseas and finding wives.
You mean? Wait,
I know
hold on.
plenty of them.
You talking about 90 Day Fiance, where we see the women are
No. I know men in my actual life who have gone to other countries and have wives right now. I can
only there
introduce
for
you to
the
them.
money. The women are only there for the money, only there. And when
They've
they
been with
get
their wives for more than
what
10
they
years,
get-
they haven't
and
left.
when
They live in the United
when
States.
they get what they want, they usually leave. That's what you want us to do. We have to leave our
The
home.
reason why they're going to leave you. Let me tell you why. You
We
don't
have
know
to
me. You asked me a question. You won't let me answer it.
I'm not finished. We have to leave our home country to get women who we don't even know if they speak English. That is the plan. We have to leave our home country just to get a woman who we don't like. What? I'd rather. Listen,
I'm a problem solver.
Let me finish here. I'd rather have good friends for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And if we get old enough and we don't have kids, we share a house together. Honestly, I'd rather that. That is a way better plan than.
Well, if you're gonna do that, then you might as well get a sex robot. If you're gonna do that,
I don't need a sex. I can have.
What is up with these robots, bro?
Well, hear me out.
That's his thing,
real
man.
quick. Hear me out. It sounds weird because
like...
society has deemed it so. But if you're of the opinion that I don't want to live like, I don't want to go overseas, I don't want to try harder, I don't want to do anything different, and you feel like you're gonna die alone, then you might as well get as many nuts while you living and dying alone. So just get some sex dolls. They're good. They got a thing called the spinning robot pussy. It's
all right, okay, all right, bro.
Wait, I'm just laying out options. Y'all, this is what y'all want. This is why. Wait, hold on. No, I gotta say this.
You've been talking, bro. You gotta let other people talk.
Oh God.
Wait, let me say this.
Hey, Rich, I gotta see you. You gotta show your face in the background so I know you ain't trying to vomit.
I want to say this. We never said it was hard to sleep with women. That is a very smart. Let me tell you something. If you are fit and you are medium, you can go to the club right now and get a girl, sleep with her, and she's not going to remember your name. You're not going to remember her name. And that's how it usually is.
Right.
No, it is not hard to sleep with women in this world. We're talking about faithful relationships for a long period. That's what we're talking about. Sleeping with women
you can find that. You can find that. You can. Go to another country, learn another language, learn another culture, and don't come back.
How about you learn your own culture, and then after that,
I'm gonna tell everybody.
The system is broken. You got. Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna tell everybody.
It's my turn.
I wasn't even finished.
Nah, bro, you gotta wait. Like I'm trying to go.
I've been waiting.
But I wasn't even finished. Let me just finish.
Like, it's okay for you to talk, but I can't. All right, bro.
It's
talking. Like I'm trying to get in this. What are you talking about, bro?
All right, who's next?
I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm gonna mute up.
I don't even see you down here, bro. Hold on a second. Hey, Fem, I don't even see you on here. All right, somebody got to go next because I don't even see him on here. I bought the premium license, which means I can have.
Can I go? I'm not trying to like.
Bro, it was whose turn was it?
Yeah. So basically, what I was saying, what do you call it? So I see trolling with the truth here. He's talking about um, are men gonna be okay with women just wanting them for what they can do? I really don't see a change from like how it was in the past with like men who were like what do you call it? Were always the breadwinners in the family. They were always contributing more financially, especially in a time where like women I guess needed them for survival. The men in the past were okay with it, during that time. So I don't see why that should be an issue now for most men, because I think most men are happy, providing for women, because it gives them some sort of satisfaction. Um, Definitely, like you seem to have an issue with that for whatever reason. I think just generally speaking, most men, especially the men you're talking about that are probably gonna die alone and not be with any women. I think that they would be happy if they were able to financially provide for a woman, if it meant that they were going to be able to be with a woman long term. I think a lot of those guys would sign up for that deal.
And I'm here, and this is why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not a content creator yet, I'm here to say that that's a weak mindset. In my eyes, if a woman is only with you for what you can provide for her, in my opinion, because we have opinions, you're a weak man. You know what I'm saying? That is my opinion.
But
My
I
question.
can I,
So my
hold
question.
on,
So my question.
let me finish. Let me finish. Yes, it's been happening before, but you have to understand as we progress as a human race, as we start getting more and more ideas, as we start thinking more, we start seeing things more, things change. People's opinions change. So, yes, men were okay with it before, but now we're in 2022. There's new ways of thinking. All right, there's new ways of saying, "All right, hold on, wait, real quick. I'm more than what I can provide financially. I have a personality. I read a lot of books, so I'm intellectual. I'm intelligent. I like doing this. I like doing that. I am more than my money." And so more and more men are being like, "Hold on, you only with me for my finances. What happens when I lose those finances? What
I got
happens
a
when
news flash for you, brother.
hold on, let me finish. What happens
Did
when
Barry
you
White join
bro,
the
you hogging the mic
podcast?
up, man. Come on, man. Like Jesus
What?
Christ.
Hold on. No. Who? No, he's in the middle of his point.
No, but
I,
like he can go on long tangents, but I can't.
You've been
you
going on long
we
tangents, bro. What are you
this show has
talking
been the
about?
I'm gonna
kid
be
style
honest.
show today.
I'm not even mad at it because I understand. But my last point is men are more than what they can just give financially. That is
I,
what my message is.
All
I
right.
agree
So
with you,
so
but
so my okay. So my question for you for that, because like I know people are gonna get upset when I say this. Like, you basically, sound like a woman when they say, "Oh, men only want me for my body. Men only want me for sex. I'm more than that." And this and that. It's like, bro, nobody cares. Like, it is what it is. Like, you tell me, what's the reason for you being with a woman if it's not
I'm
for sex?
Mm, believe
gonna
me.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Believe me.
I'm gonna be honest. There's a woman that can understand me
he's
emotionally.
not being honest. He's not being
Uh,
honest.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I had a relationship with a woman, and it was a good relationship. Like she was always there for me emotionally, financially, spiritually, etc., etc. It's not that doesn't mean that we have to connect through sex. I understand that that is the most important
Oh
thing,
How
my
do
but
you
god, bro,
how do you connect with a
bro.
I
woman? Are
can't
you
even finish the damn statement.
go ahead, bro.
My,
Go
Bro,
my
ahead.
look,
statement is that there's other things you can vibe with a woman other than sex. Like
no, no, no. The main
if you
reason why men talk to women is because of sexual
have
access. That is the truth. That see the problem is I'm talking now. The problem is your
We,
mindset is
we
your
know.
mindset is wrong. I- okay, fine, but he's been talking too, so it's not like I'm being
No,
unfair.
I got you. I
Your
got you,
mind,
dog.
your mindset is all wrong. You view yourself as a loser. I'm in a wheelchair
What?
and I have he does, and I'm not this is not shade. His mindset is wrong. His mindset is always she only sees me as this. That I can only do this. I can never do this. I can never do that. It's all negative. You don't have to be a utility to a woman. Don't allow her to treat you that way. You tell her I bring more than just my wallet. I haven't given up. I'm planning to do all that stuff.
what
Talk to
are
women,
what
all that. You gonna
what
see
are
me in
women
my
looking
wheelchair
at
rolling,
the most
talking to you.
nowadays? What are women looking
I'm not
at
afraid
the
of
most
women.
nowadays?
Say what did he say?
what are women today? Good looking women. I ain't talking about what are good looking women looking at the most these days.
Women want men who don't tolerate their bullshit. That's why.
Uh,
What?
Look, you want
What?
All
to
right,
you
so
want to know
he's
you
not
want to
being so
All
he's
right,
you want to
not
know.
okay, all
being
right,
Hold
all
on,
right,
hold on,
okay,
hold on,
all
hold on.
right, all
okay,
right,
You want to
all
know?
right.
Hold on, hold on,
he's
hold on.
not
You
being
want
I
to
don't
know?
know
so
You
about
want to
that
so
know
one.
the guys
yeah,
I'll
that the
tell you
you
guys
what.
that
lost
get
me
the
there,
women?
bro.
Okay,
Good
wait. We all
looking
know
women. Nah,
a
bro,
Pookie and
stop it,
Tyrone right
stop
now
it,
who
bro,
getting
bro,
hoes. He ain't
stop
got
it.
no
You had
money.
your chance, bro. You had
No,
your
that
chance,
no Pookie
bro.
and Tyrone days is over. This
Yeah,
ain't
bro,
2008.
bro, you had
All
Ain't
your
right,
no.
chance, bro.
I will honestly stand on that. Like this is one thing I will stand on. I'll put my chest on this.
all right.
There ain't no women out here like Baby Boy. There ain't no women that's over the age of 22 or 23 who are attractive who are sleeping with dudes with no money. Them days is
It's
over.
still happening.
You
Watch Fresh and
No,
Fit.
it's
They
not
hoes talking. Yeah,
happening.
they
Bro,
come
Nah,
on the
nah,
show every
it's
day and
no, it
talk
is
definitely
about
not
losing to
happening,
happening.
banging.
bro.
It's
I
That
definitely
is
watched the
not
happening.
show.
It's
happening.
definitely
So
I
you
watched
happening.
the.
so you
Oh
Let me.
telling
wait,
me
I'll
you
tell you
so
watched
why.
the
you
I'll
hold
tell
on a
you
show?
why.
second.
I'll
So,
tell
so
you why.
you
Wait,
Let me
wait,
tell
wait,
you.
telling
I'll
wait,
me
tell
wait,
you
wait, wait.
why. I'll tell
Do
you
you
why.
watch the
I'll tell you
show?
why. Let me tell you
you
why. Let me
They
tell you
get
why.
on Fresh and Fit, talk about
Bro,
losing to
they
bang all
lying.
the time.
All of
Hold
them
on.
girls is
Hold on.
lying.
Let
They
me
No,
tell
all
you
they
why.
not.
they
Why
all
would
clout
they?
Let me tell
chasers
you.
anyway.
Let me tell you why. Because
All right, bro.
if you check into the background of those girls
I'm in the wheelchair.
that
You
are
guys
like
have a good
22
time.
and this and that, right? If you really check in and you see like who their baby fathers is, because a lot of these girls, their baby mothers at like 22, 19 thing,
Exactly.
they're bums. Their dads
Yeah.
is either in jail or thing. But because they look good and they have Instagram, the guys they end up on the discovery page because niggas is just liking and commenting on their stuff. And then that's how all the rich and up niggas see it, and then they slide into their DMs
Bro,
and they do
Yep.
that. And so to answer, trolling with the truth question, what are the attractive, IG baddies looking for. They're looking for the lifestyle. They're looking for the bags. They're looking for the trips. They're looking to take the pictures in the double R. They're looking to go to the nice fancy restaurants. And they're not checking for, a lot of these, regular dudes. So, they sell their soul for the lifestyle. And they end up being coming escorts, and they just be going from one dude with money to the next dude with money to the next dude with money until their baby mama, until they're just that I forgot what that kid's mom is, like 40, 50, 40 something years old. Her son's going to the NBA and she's sleeping with Drake. I mean, that's
all
literally
I
what
hear
it
are
is for
excuses. I'm
like the
not hearing
top,
any solutions.
for the
You're not
top
doing anything.
good
You're just
looking
sitting there
woman.
complaining
But
about the
like,
problem. You're not trying to do anything.
Let's hear from Wrench and Fem. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, what's going on? How y'all brothers doing, man?
Darth Vader on the podcast this
You know what I'm
evening.
saying?
Luke,
What's
I
up?
am your father. Go ahead.
Like a motherfucker, man. What's going on, Eric, man?
What's
Hey,
going on,
check it
bro?
out, bro. On some real life shit, man. I might be older than some of you brothers, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. I learned real early what it take to make shit move in this world. My father was a Vietnam veteran, and he did what's called explosive ordnance disposal. Explosive ordnance disposal means he set up booby
Indeed.
traps, and they basically the guys you see on the documentaries that the real weird ones that blow shit up and kind of twitchy, and so that was my father and did 30 years in the military, right? I say that to say that all of the stuff that we're talking about, women should come second and third, to, even fourth and fifth to a lot of shit, bro. The only way stuff gets moved around in this world, and I'm trying to make sure I word this the right way because I think you brothers may be younger than I am, but you get what you want one of two ways. You either get it in red or you get it in green. You're either gonna bleed for it or you're gonna pay for it. Women have nothing to do with any of that because they're not strong enough to fight the wars. No country sends its women to war. Now we have this narrative going on right now, and I know it's all over social media. It's right at your fingertips when you turn your phones on. This idea of this egalitarian society where women and men are equal and we're gonna think the same, that shit is cap. Now I can tell you as somebody who grew up fairly rough, some of the decisions I made on my own, and some of them I had no control over. At the end of the day, as humans, when the lights go out, and prison is a good example of it. When the lights go out, the wolves are gonna rise to the top, and the women are gonna mate with the wolves, bro.
Yep, it's what it is. So
Yeah.
why not try to be a wolf?
Exactly.
Why not try to
Exactly.
be a wolf? That's all I'm saying. You
Because
guys are just
wolves are
slumping your
because
shoulders and,
wolves
and,
are
and
because
relegating to
wolves
being
are
incels. I don't understand it.
because wolves
you
get
trying to be a
destroyed.
wolf sleeping with sex dolls? Gotcha.
Wolf.
No, I'm trying to sleep with everything, bro. All of it. The women and the dogs. I'm different. I
Wolves
admit I'm
get
different.
wolves get annihilated too. Not the smartest animal out there either.
And,
Yeah,
and
I get the analogy, but
right.
the wolves
And,
are in the prison. Wolves are in
and
the prison. Somebody built the prison. But I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. The point that I was making is this guy right here. It's happening, Eric. You have no game. The game, right? I don't know if you remember that from Fight Club. Listen, there's no such thing as game. I'm not talking some women into something. I know what's going on out here. You don't. You don't at all. It's not happening anymore. These women have wised up and they've got many more options because they have a phone. They have more options because they have a phone. The only time you're getting a woman like that is when after she, like, from 18 to like 22. After they turn 22, they're getting very sophisticated now. The ones that are super attractive, like my guy down here said with the Bart Simpson, they are not, they're looking for men with money. They're not looking for regular men. That day is over, bro. Like, that day was done. The baby boy
and
day.
what are you going to do to get that? What are you going to do to get that? I get the problem. I'm hearing the problem.
I'm not competing for no baby mama.
No, I'm saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What do you mean? What am I going to do? I'm Joker. I'm Joker. I'm the Joker. I'm watching Gotham City burn down, bro.
Okay, so why not leave Gotham City and go to greener pastures? Why stay here?
Why is he so against us realizing we understand what's going on and we're just going to accept it?
I understand. I understand.
I wanted to happen faster. I'm an accelerationist. Do you understand what a accelerationist is?
What you guys are doing?
Do you know what a accelerationist is?
No. Yes, I know what it is, but I'm saying,
okay, I want this to. Yes, I do.
You don't want. No, you don't. Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what you guys are advocating for, you're advocating for misery. You think you want it.
Yes.
Have you ever been in the military? Until it comes and the lights go out and the wolves come out.
That's the only way that this can get better, bro.
Yes, and it won't happen in our generation. You do not want to be in the middle of a civil war. You don't. Everybody's rah-rah until the bullets start flying in the air. I know what I'm talking about. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean by misery, though? We're not saying
yes, you are, because your entire existence is based off of you can't get.
That's the only way you're gonna put this together. You're trying to,
hold on.
Trying to put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
What I'm saying is, there's other things we can also focus on. Women, I mean,
but you're not focusing on that.
How do you know what we're focused on? All right,
I'm listening to you right now.
We can't.
Wait, hold on. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I'm listening to you right now. I've been here for almost 45 minutes. You're not going in circles talking about the problem. We get it. It's bad. You're not going to fix the system. You're one man. What I want you to do is focus on how can you live a happy life for yourself. Stop focusing on things you can't control.
That's stupid.
You don't want that. You think you do, but you don't want it. I'm telling you.
I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree with that.
You get shot in the war and you had no woman anyway. What's the point? You died fighting for something that you're not going to be even able to enjoy.
Nobody's talking about shooting anything, but
that's where it's going to lead. Whether you want to acknowledge that or not, that's where.
Bro, can we at least chill out for the algorithm? Everybody get my likes up too, because you all suck in the audience anyway.
But I didn't say anything. That's what.
Hold on a second. Let me just say this, bro. Let me give you some honest to God. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. Men are going to be men. Men are going to be lonely. Lonely men are focused men. Focused men. When they become are dangerous men. That is what's going to happen. And what else is going to happen is these dudes who are the elites, they're going to get fat, they're going to get content, and they're going to rest on their laurels. And what's going to happen? Once the men who have nothing band together, we're not special. This situation, we're not special at all. This will fall like everything. This will fall like a revolution
than to live your life. What I'm saying is much simpler than what you're advocating for. You're talking about revolution. That's what you're talking about.
Do you think it's going to happen or not?
It's going to happen inevitably. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm saying, why are you looking forward to something that's going to be hard, long, and miserable? That's what war is. Sorry about the
Hold on a
algorithm, but
second.
that's
Hold on
what
a
it
second. Let
is.
me ask you a question. For the men on this panel that I know, that is when we're going to thrive. Is in times of chaos.
Absolutely.
I'm
You've
going
never
to be
been in
fine.
war. How would you know? You've never fought
Hey
in a
man, I
war.
made the most money during the
Hold on a second.
pandemic,
Hold on a
so
second.
I don't know what
Listen,
you're talking about.
let me say this, bro.
All right,
You
bro.
don't know what I've been in. I'm just gonna say that.
Have you ever been in the military?
No.
You're right. I made an
How about
assumption.
you?
No, I have not. But I've had people in my family who have been. Have you ever fought in war?
Yes.
No. Have you fought in an actual no shit war? Boots on
Yes.
the ground. You're in the military with the gun.
Yes.
How?
It
You've
was
never
a-
been in the military.
It was the third level of Call of Duty. It was pretty
Oh,
serious.
okay, now I'm being all right. You're fucking with me now. Okay, so my point is, Call of Duty is not reality. That's not real. You say you want war until the bullets are flying and they hit you in the chest.
But your
And
stuff isn't real
I
either.
should have listened.
You
to
said
Kid
you're gonna
Styles.
get married. You said you're
No,
gonna
I
get
didn't.
married.
I never said that. I never said that.
Okay,
Never
so
once
are
said
you
that.
gonna
I
have a
said-
woman?
I said, yeah, I definitely can. I know guys in
Why don't
wheelchairs
you
who
have
can
one
women.
right now? You're living in
Right now,
fantasy land too.
Because right now,
Wait,
I'm not in
wait,
fantasy now.
Hold on a
Let me
second. Be
explain.
quiet, y'all.
Let me
You
explain
tell
it.
me about something I don't want to happen.
I'm
But your
physically
fantasy hasn't
disabled.
happened either.
I'm physically disabled, right? I just
Okay.
started getting healthier. I was a vegetable at one point, but
Okay.
I've seen dudes like me
This sounds like an
get
excuse
with
to me,
women.
sir. Andrew Tate will call you a loser. Men don't make excuses; they get it done. All right.
I'm not making excuses.
This is your dream boy. You got a passport, sir. Why aren't you in the country? Why haven't have you learned another
No,
language?
I'm saying
Have you
I'm
learned
building
another
my
language?
finances up. I'm not
Have you
saying
learned another
So
I've
you
done
don't
it.
even have the
Have you learned
finances
another
yet.
language? Have you
No,
learned
I
another
don't.
language?
Hold
No,
on a
I
second.
haven't.
Hold on a second.
Have
You
learned
haven't. Hold on.
another
Whoa.
language?
Time out. So you haven't built up the finances yet to do this.
No, I
Have
haven't.
you learned another language?
Oh, no. Let me talk to this dude.
We
real
have
quick.
we have to get to. We have
Hold
to
on a second,
find out if you learned another-
because
I
I've
got
been
it.
because I've been out the country several times.
Right.
Tell me where you want to go. Tell me where you want to go.
I want to go wherever I want to go.
You don't have a specific
He's not
country in
a man
mind.
with a plan.
Singapore,
He's clearly not a man
Japan,
with a plan.
Thailand, Colombia. I have a
So
lot.
hold on a second. Colombia. Okay, I just got back from Colombia.
Okay.
So you've never. Once again, you're telling me I haven't been in a war, but you've never been to Colombia.
No,
You're
I
speaking
haven't.
on.
I haven't. I'm not saying I did. I never once said that I did. I didn't even say that was going to be the first thing on my list.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, this is what I want. I know you're going to look at me and take jabs at me. Fine.
No, I'm not gonna take that.
I'm
You
saying
you talking about a
don't-
theoretical
don't-
situation. I'm talking about a theoretical
Okay,
situation.
fine, fair enough. I'm saying what you're trying to focus men to do is much harder than men observing and exercising options. You've been out of the
So
country.
men run away when it gets hard.
I mean, that's shaming language.
No,
That's
you
how
just
you
said
wanna do
I'm
it.
telling men to do something harder. Are
Right.
men supposed to run away when it gets hard?
Why would I fight for a country that's demonstrated that they don't care about me? They don't value me.
You just said
And
we
they-
were free like 20 minutes ago.
All they do is that doesn't mean I'm not free. That doesn't mean I'm not free. You're talking. Wait, hold on.
You just said we were in the freest country like 20 minutes ago.
Talking about how bad the system is, how you can't do this and can't do that. Why do you want to fight for that system so bad when you've been
Who
talking
said
about
they're
how bad
going
it
to
is?
fight for the system?
Okay, we have a disconnect. What do
You just said that you said, okay, so let me get this straight. You said you don't want to fight for
over. What you guys tell me? What do you want? What do you want? Because maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Okay, let me
well,
just tell you what I
it's
want.
simple.
I want the 19th Amendment to be repealed. How about that?
I actually agree with that, but okay. But I don't
Okay.
think it's as realistic as what I want. But I actually agree with that. I'm not against that. I'm not against that.
Right.
But it's not going to happen in our lifetimes. But I agree with that. What else? What else do you want? What do you guys?
Everything,
want?
the thing is,
I'm gonna say, wait, hold on. I'm gonna say this real quick about that. I don't agree with him at all, but I'm a realistic person. That's why I don't. That 19th Amendment, women's rights, listen, they're put. Your children are now being educated about what a woman or man is, and are now advocating that children should be getting hormone therapy and shit like that. If you think we're gonna reverse this and even go back to the women's rights and the 19th Amendment, that is a whole fallacy and a dream.
So again, what do you want?
Can
I
I
think
talk? I'm talking to Eric, bro.
I can tell you what I want.
let me tell you this. You're looking at it the wrong way. The system will decay from the inside out. the more that these people get into positions of power like they've already done, you have bridges collapsing in major cities because we've put people in for diversity reasons. You have people who are now air traffic controllers who can't pass a basic skills test, right? You have infrastructure falling apart. I personally think the system, right? The only reason these people are kept, the people that you just referenced earlier, the only reason that they have any power is because we live in a police state right now. When that police state starts to crumble from the inside out, then that's what I'm saying. You act like I'm going to defeat them. I'm telling you that they're standing on a bunch of Jenga blocks, and the Jenga blocks are slowly getting pulled from the foundation of the block, and the whole thing will fall
when the
down.
American system falls, as you say, right? Hold on. I want to ask my question. When the
my
American system falls, as you say, do you really want to be here when that happens?
Yeah.
I don't want to be here when that happens.
You know
I'm
why?
gonna work-
You
I'm
know
going
why?
to work
You know
to get the money
why?
to leave.
Yeah, I got you. You know
I know
why?
what a disconnect is.
Because we will be able to build it back up into what we want it to be.
Assuming you're alive, assuming you survive.
Hey,
You're
I know what
assuming you're going to
I know what a
survive.
disconnect is.
I
The
might not
disconnect
survive
is
a
that
weekend in Detroit.
Yeah, but you don't live in Detroit, do you?
I'm just saying that as an shit. I might not survive a weekend in Kansas City.
But you are though. You don't live in the hood. You're
How do
talking
you know
about
where I live?
Bring. Do you live in the hood?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I think the disconnect
Yeah,
is
people
some of
don't
these
get
brothers
shot
haven't
outside
thought
the
about
hood, though, but go
dying
ahead.
for something.
Yeah, like
I want to hear what old dude got to say. I'm curious.
I'm glad you're running this the panel this evening. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
My bad.
I think the disconnect is brothers haven't thought about actually dying for something. I think that's the disconnect. So for me, I have certain things that I'm willing to give my life for, knowing that I'm not going to reap the benefits of it, but it may benefit my son, may benefit my grandson, granddaughter, whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day,
family. Most of us don't.
even if I didn't have a family, man, the way that we are wired, it's one of the reasons why men should be leading this, because in the back of our mind, we should all know that at any point, whether you register for the selective service or not, at some point, you may have to give your life up for something.
If I'm forced to do that, but if I'm not forced to do that, hold on. I want to actually. What's your name? I can't read your name.
Rich Turner, bro.
Rich Turner. I respect that. I have a brother. He has a beautiful family, and if I could give my life to protect my nieces and nephews, I would. I understand the concept of family. I have a big family. We're really close. I understand that. That is worth fighting for. But outside of that, the only thing worth dying for is your freedom. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if I can better my circumstances so I can make it to my family, me and my brothers can work so our family doesn't have. We can avoid the conflict. We can avoid the war. That's better. You're still taking action. Why? If you don't listen, I understand manly, rah rah rah. I get it, right? But if you could avoid putting your family in harm's way and avoid that scenario entirely, why wouldn't you strive for that scenario instead of being in the middle of the chaos? Y'all want a chaos. You said yourself, Eric, you're an accelerationist. And all I'm saying is, I respect that you're willing to die for something that you believe in. But I don't
Let me ask you a question. And let me ask you a question. And I don't mean this to be disrespectful. When's the last time you've been outside?
A couple of weeks ago. I go out. A couple of weeks ago. I go out.
Crime is at an all-time high.
Not where I live, but okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, but not where I live.
See this? Yeah.
No, I agree with you, but not where I live.
You're tucked away. Crime is at an all-time high. Women are out there like now actually killing men now. Running men over with cars. Women are completely out of control.
Okay, but why?
I don't like. We are literally living.
Why you? I don't know.
Dude, it's not. Why am I living? This is happening everywhere, bro.
No, it's not. It's not happening where I'm at. If you,
bro,
what suburb or what city do you live in? Go ahead.
You said I'm sheltered. I live in North Carolina, right? I go to cities in North Carolina all the time. I'm telling you, I live in a red state. It doesn't happen everywhere. It does happen in a lot of areas, mostly blue cities, but it doesn't happen everywhere. There are pockets in America where people aren't getting ran over, stabbed, and shot.
Yeah, is there? Yeah, but are you affected by a drug problem, opioid crisis?
No, I'm not. I'm not on drugs.
I'm talking about around you.
Not in my state, no.
Okay, all right. Tell us this great utopian area you live in.
It's not a utopian area. I live in North Carolina. I actually live in
you making it seem like it's one.
I'm saying that the problems that are in North Carolina or New York City are not necessarily the problems in Carolina.
So there's no problem in Durham or Raleigh right now.
No, in Durham, sure, there are issues, but in most cities, in most areas of North Carolina, no, these problems don't persist for the most part.
Nah, we don't believe that, bro.
Yeah, I don't believe it all. Okay, all right. So educate us, old wise one. How do we become more like? I mean, forget about Andrew Tate. We got you here. So tell us how we become like you.
Listen. So a lot of once again, a lot of these things I aspire to do.
Language.
I haven't done them, and I'm not saying Spanish. Let me get it out, because if you're gonna troll me, we can do that. I can do that too.
We start with? No, let's make a plan right now. So we're gonna get the sex dolls. You're gonna give us the website. So we're gonna get that. So we can get our urges taken care of, and then we can just focus on getting our passports. And then we gotta learn the language. So what language are we gonna learn first? Is it gonna be Spanish?
Okay, so are you done? Are you done?
Which one?
I can lay it out. I never said you had to do anything. I said you should focus on what makes you happy. Is what I'm saying. All I hear on this panel is dejection. No, it's all incumbent upon what you want for your individual life. I want to leave the country because I've always wanted to do that anyway. But that's not necessarily something that you may want. You have no hobbies. You have nothing you enjoy doing.
Let's make a plan.
It's all about how bad the system is, and I can't get pussy.
That's not what we're saying.
What are you saying then? Because that's what I'm hearing.
I hate to ask this question because, like, you're obviously throwing it down with that last question. Because I don't really like to ask people this, but since you're talking about us not getting any. I mean,
no, I haven't had any in a long time. Obviously, I'm in a wheelchair. I get it. I haven't.
Okay, all right. So I'm just saying.
So which is why I can understand where you're coming from. The guys who aren't getting it.
Well, listen, I'm talking about the discrepancies in the society right now.
Right? Are we not talking about how bad the problem is? The conversation should be catered toward what men can do to circumvent the problem. Am I not wrong? Why?
We can't hear you,
why is this rocket science?
No. Hold on 1 second, K-Rock. The reason why we can't understand you is because I'm literally asking you simple, basic questions about your plan, and you're not answering them. I said, what language? I said, what language should we learn first?
I told you it depends on where you want. It's on you. Where do you want to go?
I mean, you've been there. Tell us where the best place for us to go is.
I've never been there. Okay. On Patriarch, you've been there. Did you?
I have been there. Do I learn Spanish? Poquito español.
Okay. Did you enjoy Colombia?
Just a little bit said. Go ahead. Hold on a second. Did I enjoy what? Hold on a second. What?
All right. I know it's funny, but I'm saying, did you enjoy living in Colombia? While you were there, did you enjoy your time there?
It was all right.
It was all right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Was it better than living in the United States?
Was it better than living? Hold on a second. Was it better than living in the United States? No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, the women. Let me just say this: the women will not be enough to sustain you there. You will realize how much of an American you are when you. I can't live somewhere without a Chick-fil-A. I can't.
I mean, okay, fine, but
but like no, there's no Chick-fil-A, there's no football, there's no barbecue. What with Chick-fil-A?
No, I mean.
So tell me what other country has a Chick-fil-A?
I don't know. What I'm saying.
Okay,
so I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like if you're going somewhere for women, most of us don't realize how American we are. It won't sustain you.
I want to travel regardless. It has nothing to do with women. I want to travel regardless.
Hold on a second. Let me just say this. Let me just ask you this question because clearly this guy, he hasn't traveled, right? And he doesn't understand how the women operate, in other countries. Now, would you say when we're talking to these, I'm not even gonna, filter this. When we talk to these poverty-stricken living, when we talk to these poverty-stricken women, in these third world countries, that are just money hungry, that have baby fathers there too, because these women are not angels. They all have baby fathers from when they're like 16, 17.
Okay.
When you talk to these women, aren't they always asking for money, asking you to like bring them something, asking you to provide for them? Like it's nonstop demands. They always not like an excuse for something.
Who said you have to give it to him?
He's telling us that we should get our passports and go where these women.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Stop.
Where
No,
the
stop. I'm
women,
not going to do that. No, 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 no. Because now
the
it's
stuff that
getting
they
Wait,
ask
let
for.
him
It's not a
finish,
red
bro.
flag.
Now,
You know,
no,
they're
because he's
asking
saying
for
something that I didn't
food.
say.
You know, they're
I
asking
said
for
I want
clothes.
to
They're
have
asking you to pay
options.
tuition for their children. You know, it's just like this guy just thinks that over there's a utopia and these women they
I
have
never
no
said that.
demands
They're
whatsoever.
obviously
Like,
all right.
this is
Can I
crazy.
talk? Can I explain? You want me to lay it out? I've been trying to lay it out for over an hour. You
You're
guys, for
laying
some reason,
something out
Oh,
to me
can't.
that you've
you
never
laid it
done.
out all
But
right.
you've
What I'm
laying
trying to
something
say
you
is,
haven't done.
okay,
You're laying
what
something
I'm
you
trying to
haven't
say
done.
is,
We've done it.
what's
You
wrong with
haven't done
telling
it, but
men
you're
to
gonna lay it
have
out for us. All right,
options?
go ahead, bro.
What is wrong with telling men to have options? You don't have to do nothing I said, but why live in existence? But you're always talking about how bad it is. Improve your situation. You guys act like you have no recourse. There's no hope. We should just give up and fight a revolution. I fundamentally
I
do
don't
not agree
say
with
that
that.
there's no hope. I think when it comes to women,
Eric,
yeah,
hold on.
And you
Eric,
can find a woman here. Just don't marry her.
Eric,
I have a
Eric,
brother that's married.
can I,
Nah,
Eric?
your mic is acting up,
go
bro.
ahead, Kate.
Wait, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Nah,
Sound like
No,
you
your
we
got
can't
to
hear
mic
be
you.
has
playing the
feedback,
kazoo
eh?
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your mic has feedback, bro.
hold on. Let me see this.
We got to buy you a headset.
Yeah, and I gotta get one tomorrow. Is it good now?
Hey, drop your Cash App in the link, and somebody get this dude a headset. You niggas in the audience, you ain't doing nothing.
I'm
Put your
gonna,
Cash App in the link. Somebody want to super chat in
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Put your
because
Cash App
people
in the
want to
link.
super chat, so put your cash up in the
I'll
link,
put it
bro.
I'll put it in
Nah,
the
it's
you know?
like it's like K-Rod, it's like echoing, like not echoing, but
Yeah,
like
bro, it sounds like you
feedback.
talking through a kazoo right now.
Yeah. Like you see,
All right,
all our mics are clear. Like we can hear each other clear with no feedback. Yours just got feedback on it.
all right.
Just
I
say
mean,
what you
it's
gotta say.
odd
Just
that.
no one interrupt, yo.
Oh, wait, is he talking?
We were waiting for him to.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna find something else.
All right.
All right.
It's just odd, Eric, that somebody that is known for saying wild things like you, what I'm saying is just so far out of the realm of
No, there's
possibility
nothing
and
that you're
reality.
saying so far. You're a solutions oriented guy.
Right.
I
Right.
don't want to solve this. I don't want to solve this.
No.
Listen,
Solve your
the only
life,
way
not the
this gets
problem.
solved is unconditional surrender from women. That's the only way this gets solved.
And okay.
For
So
what
how do you
they've
get that?
done in this country for the last 60 years, it's criminal. It's criminal.
Okay. Y'all want to fight a revolution?
Reparations should be paid to men. If you really
Okay.
want to know how I feel.
If you think you're gonna get that, then
It don't matter. It don't
okay.
matter what I think. I know what it is.
What
What
happens
women have
if
done.
I have a
What women.
question?
It ain't no. This is the thing. If you done. So funny to me that you can admit, oh well, I'm not gonna fight for no country that went. What have women
No,
done for you? Okay, what have women done for you that you want to have a solution for them?
I don't want. No, I want a solution for my life.
Has
Women
women
are not
come
the
and
end all be all of my
since
existence.
you had your accident? How many women have come to visit you?
None.
How many
Outside of the
women
nurses,
helped you?
obviously.
How many women helped you? How many women sent you
But
money?
I'm not. But wait, why are you so concerned with that?
But
I'm
that's what
not.
I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you, bro. We on here, we listening to you because we men and men care about men.
Right.
You think these women give a damn about what you've been through?
But I never said that. You're getting angry
So
about something that I
why?
never said.
Because I'm testing your loyalty. Why do you want solutions
Loyalty
for a
to
group of
what? I
people?
am loyal to myself and my family. I'm not loyal to a country.
You don't have a family outside of.
I do
I'm
have
saying
a family.
I'm saying the ones that had you, but I'm talking about you
Right.
haven't made a family yet.
Right. I mean, well, first, and here's another disconnect. I'm not like super big on marriage anyway. So I mean, I probably if I don't get married, I'm not gonna be like it's whatever, right? I'm just saying my life isn't over because I can't get a marriage. That's all I'm saying.
We
I
never
can still
said
live a
life was
baller ass
over.
life.
We never said we not.
That's what I'm getting.
Listen,
That's what I'm getting. Life is
We're
over.
talking about the dynamic. I get what you're saying. You're saying life. Listen,
My life.
I go
That's
to
all I'm
Kansas
saying.
City
Ain't
Chiefs
got to do
game.
with women. Right.
Hold on a
Ain't got to do
second.
with women.
Hold on a second. I travel. I go to Chiefs games. I eat at steak
Right.
dinners. I go to strip clubs. Right. Two
Ballin',
of those
ballin'.
things I did tonight. So it's like
Ballin'.
I don't it's. I notice a problem. I notice a
Right.
serious problem.
That you can't solve by yourself. You can't.
Of course, I can't solve it by myself. What I can do is draw awareness to things, form organizations and groups, band together with like minds, and set the stage. If it's not going to happen in my generation, set the stage for the next.
The MRAs didn't do it. They failed. They've been trying to do it for decades. The MRAs. The MRA movement, the men's right activist movements, they've been trying to do it for decades.
And you don't think they've made any leeway?
They've made very little. Some, but very little. In general.
Look at all us. Look at all us.
In the grand scheme of things, they haven't.
No. It takes time. It takes time.
I agree, but
I had this argument on another stream. It took Christianity. Hold on a second, dude. It took Christianity. Right. It took Christianity 350 years to become a dominant religion, and then another 1,000 to become the dominating force in the world. It took feminism. It took feminism hundreds of years until the women got the right to vote. The red pill manosphere stuff, it's only been around probably 30 years. And it has an effect. If it wasn't for the red pill movie, there'd be no KS. If it wasn't for we wouldn't even be having these conversations right now.
Not true. I didn't even see the red pill movie. I discovered the red pill a different way.
But you discovered it. But you discovered it though, right?
Right. Yeah.
But so you know about it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that comes from people putting out information. And this idea that people are just going to sit on that information forever, that's not going to happen, bro. This will get political like everything else has gotten political.
Exactly. There's already immense studies in the colleges and the institutions. What do you think is going to happen when the red pill scholars start getting into these schools and they start teaching this stuff to counteract the feminism that's being taught? What do you think is going to happen?
One, we won't live to see it. And y'all have already expressed you good with that. But what about the rest of your life? I get it. We got the mission, red pill, all that. What about the rest of your life? What does the rest of your life entail? I'm not even trying to be funny. That's a serious question.
He travels. He buys designer clothes. I know this guy. He travel. We all the same shit. We buy designer clothes. We travel around the world. We go to strip clubs. We eat at nice restaurants. We're college educated. You're not talking to a bunch of idiots up here.
Right.
Do y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
bro.
way better.
So like, what do you don't? Right. So you don't have a family, right? You don't have a family. I'm assuming that you guys, except for the guy in the corner, y'all don't have families right now, right?
No.
And you want? And wait. We're getting somewhere. And you want a family, right? Am I correct?
Yeah. Eventually.
I don't know.
Yeah, eventually.
I don't know.
You don't even know if you want. Wait a minute. You don't even know if you want a family. So what are you fighting for then?
No. Wait, hold on. He wants a family eventually. Just that with the way that the world is and the way that women are, it just doesn't seem likely for him.
I'm telling you this.
Ultimate goal in life.
Hold on a second. Ultimate
goal in life?
To get women out the line. You in my way. You in the line. I'm in the line for power, and you in my way. If there was less,
very vague.
What do you mean it's vague?
I know.
Do you work in corporate?
Get women out of the line.
Do you work in corporate America?
No, I don't. I don't work in corporate.
Did you go to a major college or university?
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, so you went to 2 colleges and universities.
Yeah.
You didn't see what I was talking about? Well, you went online.
Well,
you just
No. I went to before the accident. I went to East Carolina University.
Okay, so you telling me you didn't see the stuff with feminism there?
Shit wasn't hitting that hard back in the day. It was starting, but it wasn't.
How far back in the day was you there?
I was a freshman in 2007.
And there was no feminism. There was no women with the women's rights stuff.
We weren't really paying attention, but like the grape allegations, all the nonsense that goes on, it wasn't
grape.
It hadn't taken effect. They had to take it. I said grape.
Yeah.
I said grape. It hadn't taken effect yet. At least I wasn't yet.
Let me say this.
That all came later.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bro. We got you, bro.
Yeah. I just want to say about this conversation with this war thingy. I want to go to a realistic place. If you genuinely believe that this can be reversed, I think we're in a fantasy world. I'm telling you that right now. I think there's other ways to combat it versus thinking that we're going to have a war and we're going to go back to where men are controlling everything and women are in the back burners. I think that is just a fantasy right now. I don't know.
It will happen eventually. The system
will
collapse. No, it will. If things keep going the way they are, the birth replacement not being over 2, the way the economics are going, there will be a social collapse.
Okay, so
my thing is, men will reassert authority because nature will take over.
Okay,
but I don't think it's not going to be the American you remember.
Hold on a second, we got you. Let me ask you a question. Do you see a major depression happening in America? Ken?
Possibly, yes.
Anything can happen. Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're looking for this in the wrong type of way. If we get into a major depression, what did my boy Vax used to say? A cataclysmic disaster. That is all you need. That is all you need. You're saying you think it's going to be some like, Game of Thrones type stuff. It
might. You don't know that.
Hey, Eric, hold on.
He just thought. Wait, hold on.
You gonna be sitting on the Iron Throne.
He asked me a question, and you're. He asked me a question. He asked me a question.
They collapsed.
He asked me a question. Can I answer?
I'm talking it. Let me talk to K-Rock at the bottom, bro. So hold on a second.
Hold on, real quick. I want you to real quick. When women's rights was coming to effect, when they were getting the right to vote, all this stuff, men still were the only primary people who had to go for the selective service in the draft. So if we even have destruction or stuff like that, that's not going to put us back. That's just going to say that men have to now work extra hard to fix what's going on, but women are still going to be in their position. They will. There's this thing called choice feminism, to where they will allow the patriarchy, but they're still going to have their place in society. They're living good. Like even with the increase of women have to sign up? Do women have to sign up for the selective service?
No, they don't. But
exactly.
The thing is, hold on.
Okay.
I'm asking you: do you think that a cataclysmic event can happen that could cause a depression or anything like that in America?
Even if that happens, that's not going to reverse the gender.
Oh, yeah, it will.
It will.
Let me just say this. Hold on a second. Let me just say this. Hold on. Stop. Let me say this. Okay. All right. Got it. Look at a situation like Hurricane Katrina. That was 15 years ago, I believe, or something like that, right? 15 years ago. I do believe it's somewhere around that. You had dudes literally beating women just to get on the bus. You had dudes like stomping women out in the Superdome. So, don't tell me if that stuff. Men today, you're talking about, when women went up for men's rights. Men back then were more understanding to women than they are to, remember the Titanic? Women and children first. If that happened today, that's not happening for women anymore.
Yo, Eric, it was women for toilet paper during COVID, bro.
Okay.
I mean, if they're willing to do whatever for toilet paper in a fucking pandemic, do anything that would cause a depression or anything in society, women would naturally fall in line. You don't even need to have an anarchy or some sort of civil war resistance. Any type of heartache or any type of a trial or tribulation that's going to befall society in general, women are going to naturally fall into their submissive mentality, their submissive nature. Facts. It's only because of the society that men have built as to where women get to pretend they don't have to do that.
What do y'all think is going to happen when this collapse comes?
But that doesn't mean they're still not going to have rights or have voting rights.
You can only have rights during stability. You can only have rights. What are rights? They don't even exist.
Listen, the only thing that's going to happen in a disaster is men are going to have to work harder and women are going to have to work less. But that does not necessarily mean that the power or the rights that they have is going to diminish. If you think that, I swear to God, I know you don't believe that. If you believe, because if we have a major problem in society that women are going to relinquish their rights,
They won't have a choice, bro.
If
Right,
y'all believe that, y'all are fucking crazy.
They won't have a
So you think there was a conversation? Hold on a second. Let's go back to Hurricane Katrina. You think in the Superdome when there was two cots left and 4 women, you think there was a conversation about rights for the 2 cots?
But that's not that. That is such a minute point because that would it is a minute point. That is
it's minute, bro.
Does anybody remember?
Cataclysmic. I messed up when I said cataclysmic too.
Does anybody remember when Venezuela collapsed? It just happened yesterday. It was anarchy. They were eating roadkill. There were female doctors who were selling themselves in the street.
Themselves into prostitution.
We were seeing this. We just saw this happen.
But to go to K-Rock,
go there and find you a wife now.
Yeah, go there and find your wife. K-Rock, to get to your point though. I definitely agree with I don't know who the other guy was. I don't know why you said that the women would fall in line, but to your point, Lake. I don't think that if there was a what do you call it, a collapse, I don't see where the rights of women would be taken away, because like how is the government going to justify it? So like let's say when we look back at the war, right?
There is no government. We just had a collapse.
Can he raise
taxes? We need to raise taxes so we can help fight the war. So this is going to be a temporary thing. It's a lie. Taxes is still here today, but I'm trying to understand. When this collapse happens, how are the people? Because look at the people who are in power right now, right? Because it's most likely that the collapse is going to happen under Biden. Do you really think Joe Biden is going to be the one to take women's rights away during the collapse? Like, let's be honest here. Let's be real. Let's be realistic.
It depends. Does the government exist? Because we're talking about a collapse. How does the government look? Does the government exist as it does now? Because if there is no government, the law of nature takes over. And when the law of nature takes over, people revert back to their gender roles.
Hey, keep trying.
So nobody will have rights at that point.
I have a question for you.
Hey,
Styles, I apologize for interrupting you, but
turn your mic up a little bit, bro.
Oh, I can't. I don't have one.
You talking to me? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Turn your
mic
up
hold
a
on.
little bit.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay, listen, I keep trying. My question is for you. If a Republican was in office right now, do you think Roe v. Wade would have been overturned?
If a Republican was in office?
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it was overturned because of the Supreme Court justices, so I don't like Republicans are in office, so yeah.
Yeah, but it could have been overturned any of the previous presidencies, right? But it was overturned in this presidency, right? With this Democratic president, right?
That was because the previous president put those people in place who he knew was going to overturn it to do that. So that was just like a holdover from like the last guy that has nothing to do with Biden, because he can't control the judiciary, because that's a separate branch of government where they have to follow the Constitution, apply the law, and he's put constitutionists in there. So that's a different argument.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's a fair point and maybe a different argument. But the point that I was trying to bring up was that I think things are backwards. I think because you said you really think Biden, this and that. I think that it's all a game. Like you put a ultra conservative president or House in during the presidency over whatever 4 years, it's going to be the opposite effect. And it's all just a game that's being played. Right, Joe Biden is acting like he is all for these liberal policies or whatnot, but really, there's been no presidency or Republican presidency that has created such a profound objective, which is to overturn Roe v. Wade. That's all I'm saying. But the point that you just said, I understand.
Wait, that's not true. That's not.
Hold on. I gotta respond. I do want to say this real quick. That is, I mean, Joe Biden has put in even executive orders to try to protect abortion or whatever. So it has everything to do with what Jason said. Like they were setting up, because this is what happens. So states that were trying to get rid of abortions, they can't get rid of abortion because of Roe v. Wade and the provisions. So the more and more it goes to the Supreme Court, the more that they have to make a response to it. And it has really nothing to do with the presidency. It has to do something with states keep putting in legislation that is going against Roe v. Wade, and the federal courts having to look at it. And therefore they have to look at it and say, well, since their argument is since abortion has not been in the Constitution and the founding fathers are not speak on it, the court has nothing to do with it and should be left up to the states. I don't think that has anything to do with Joe Biden. But I do want to say real quick, even with Donald Trump, I'm gonna be honest. We can look this up. I'll be honest. If I don't think Donald Trump was this against women thing as people try to make it seem. I think Republicans also women, even if they were a power. I don't even think that they're anti-women as people might to make it seem. I think both groups are. I mean, the loudest person in the Republican Party right now is the major that green girl, right?
Taylor Greene. Yep.
Yeah, she's the loudest person in it.
And that's the problem, right? It's like men will say the exact same thing and they'll be shouted down, like Paul Gasar and all these type of people. But it's like if a woman says it, she's fine. So, hey, I actually got to go to work tomorrow, and I'm a little tired. I want to know if we can do final thoughts here. I want to start with Kid, since you've offered us so much this evening. I'd like to get your final thoughts.
I mean, we kind of went on some tangents. I get it. I figured that people weren't going to understand where I was coming from. I have a unique situation, and I'm not saying that what you guys have said isn't valid. All I'm saying is I think something that's more feasible. The question was, can influencers really help the average man? I think because let's face it, most average men, they got their head in the sand. They're a mess. A lot of them are. And part of that is because they don't have sexual access. And I'm just saying, I think men as a unit, you may disagree, they need to focus on their own happiness and their own lives. You know, we put too much emphasis on the political system, what this president, what this senator, this is going to do for our lives. Where I think people need to focus in on their own lives. If they do have a family, focus in on their family. Take the kids out of the schools. They're going to be indoctrinated. You need to focus on what you think, what makes you happy. And I really don't think trying to overturn women's rights, and because it's going to happen anyway, but I don't think you guys understand what's on the other side of that tunnel. Everybody is rah-rah until they get it, and then it's a different situation. So all I'm saying is
same thing with women.
I just want men to open their minds to open their minds to a different way of thinking. That's all. If me personally, I'm an individualist. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for no conflicts. Because how am I gonna fight? Because even if I did want to fight, I'm in a fucking wheelchair. I'm not gonna be able to help y'all. So, the best solution is to not be there. That's kind of my philosophy. You may disagree, but good panel. I enjoy your streams, and hopefully I can be up on the next one.
Always. All right. Who's next? Who's next for final thoughts?
You can go.
Okay. He wants me to get out of here real quick, Eric. No, I'm just playing, bro. Eric, I just want to respond to the question you posed. Can influencers affect or help average men? I think the answer is no, just because we live in a highly financially incentive-based country and system. And men, for the most part, don't spend money like women do. Also, we have to contend with their numbers. There's a larger pertaining to population, there's more women than men, and they spend than men. So you have an influencer who's online or whatever, on TV or whatever, in the public eye. Since it's financially incentivized, they're gonna want to maybe pander isn't the right word, but they're gonna want to acquiesce to what to where the most of the money is coming from. And since men don't spend money like that, they're going to look out for the women first. So I don't think that average men can be helped by influencers. The only way that we could, the only way average men or men in general can be helped is if we start spending more money than women. That's literally the only way, and I don't think that'll ever happen because men are more frugal than women.
Well, I disagree with that. Men, your money doesn't go under a pillow. You invest that into things, and even if you have a savings account, that's being circulated throughout. But I get what you're saying, though. I do get what you're saying in terms of consumer spending, and you're right on that. Anybody got any other closing thoughts?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's my last. I'll just say this. I kind of agree with the last statement. I don't believe influencers. Well, the influence we have now can really help like the average man, and I don't want them to help the average man because they really can't relate to a lot of these problems. A lot of these dudes, they've been quote unquote the good looking guy, rich, all this stuff. They got rich by different means than what most people can. They can't even relate to the average man. So I don't, and they're also selling fake dreams. So I don't think the influence we have now, and I think they're actually hurting men. And it's funny because if we really look at it, I'm gonna be honest, and this is my last argument here, and I'm done. They're actually helping women. All right, they're telling men to get rich, do this and that. So that means that the average woman is still has the upper hand because that means now she has a higher pool of men who are rich, fit to pull from. That if people can understand what I'm putting down, if you're saying that we have to do this and but not staying our level, that means you're now and then you're also telling women she doesn't have to work or have she just has to be able to be submissive, cook, clean. So they have to be the bare minimum while we have to go over and beyond. They just have to be there while we have to go the extra mile. That helps women way more than that helps us. I'm gonna be honest. That is just not an easy winning strategy. So I'm done.
All right, who's next?
I'll
Yeah.
chime in. I'll chime in.
All right,
I think influencers can help men. I think
interesting.
KS is a good example.
Facts.
I can tell you from my own experiences that I heard on another podcast. Brothers were talking about getting outside of your comfort zone and getting outside of familiar surroundings to, to kind of increase your income. That is something that I've practiced. So I think it's just a matter of what influences are you listening to. The information is out here to actually better yourself, to actually earn more, to figure out how to navigate this landscape with women, to figure out how to avoid certain pitfalls when you're working in corporate America. All of this information is out here in this space. It's just a matter of what are you watching. It's carte blanche. It's I'm sorry, it's a la carte. What are you picking to watch and listen to? But the information is here, so I think influencers can help average men.
Yeah.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, I'm inclined to agree with my man's right here. He said it like KS, influencers like KS. You got people like FNF, the F platform, where their focus is for men or for the average man is to them finding their purpose and letting them develop that over time and telling them that the women will come, everything else will come after that, and then also informing them on how women nowadays, the modern women, how they're operating, like giving insight on where they're coming from. Like if you watch all their shows, they have the women come on there, they interview them, they talk to them, they ask them questions, and the women tell how a lot of them tell how it is, and they'll tell them how they operate, how they use men, how they take advantage of men, how they use especially simps and everything like that. So I think influences like that can help the average man. But if we're gonna go on maybe the average influencer that we see nowadays, I would obviously say no to that. But I can say to influencers like those, definitely they can help the average man.
Yes, I'm gonna go. So yeah, I definitely think influencers can help the average man. And I'll say this because um most of these guys who are selling these dreams and stuff to these guys, they were once where they were. I'm not gonna say that like all of them, because we don't know who all these people who are like watching them. We don't know if they're all incels, right? Some of them could just be like us, but they're just young, and they haven't reached their full potential yet, and they're just seeing these guys on the internet saying, "Hey, if you follow me and you've done what and you do some of the stuff that I do, you can either live the life that I'm living, or you can just be better off than where you were from before, right? So if we look at like some of the courses that some of these people are selling them, that is basically like general knowledge just packaged for them to like understand and get like right to it. So there's like they have real estate courses, they have these new social media marketing agencies and this and stuff, where they're teaching all these kids how to go into the new, I guess, gig economy, and just what do you call it, be what's the word that these guys say, they're basically just they're like they're putting like a glitch in the system by getting into this new industry that's clearly untapped. It's niche markets, and they're able to offer services to people who have money to do so, right? And all it means is that the people who are buying these courses, right, it depends how motivated they are personally on reaching the goal to do it. Because you could buy a course and then just watch a video or watch all the videos and not do nothing about it. You're not gonna make no money. You could watch the videos and then actually apply all the stuff that they're telling you, and you start seeing results over time. This is not something that happens overnight, right? No one, what do you call it? No one gets rich overnight. No one makes like $5,000 like overnight, generally speaking, right? You have to put work, time, and effort into do it. And these guys are just giving these guys basic ways for them to do it, and they just have to choose which course they want to buy and apply themselves to do it. And also they're telling these guys, yo, if you want to get women, you need to get in shape. So they're telling these guys, yo, you guys got to be healthy, you guys got to do this and that. And obviously when they're selling a product to these people, they have to go like the high risk top and say, yo, a millionaire, have the women, this and that, to get these guys motivated to do that. Because if you just like, oh, you just show up and just like, oh, I'm a guy, da 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 da, oh, I have this and that. A lot of guys, they're not going to be interested in that, especially when the people that they're targeting are young guys. And a lot of these courses, they're not even that expensive. They're like $40, $50, $100, $2. These guys are working like minimum wage jobs, or they have like they're taking their loans to freaking do it, or they're just using their credit card. And some of them, they're seeing returns on investment. They may not be like millionaires, but they're learning skills that they can apply to themselves that will help them be better off in the future. So it's not to say that every single person who follows these guys are going to end up like that, but some of them who really apply themselves are going to be better off. And I think the overall message is just, yo, you're a man. Society doesn't care about you as a man. The standards for you as a man, there's no backbone. When you fall, everybody's just gonna look at you and be like, yo, you're a man. They're not gonna feel sorry for you. They're not gonna cry. They're not gonna treat you the same way as a woman. So you really need to get it on your own, or get it with your friends. All come together and just do it. So personally, I would just say that overall, like, the messages that they're spewing, there's nothing wrong with it. Because K-Rock over here, he's saying that, oh, this benefits women and this and that. Who cares if it benefits women? If the men who applied themselves got to the same position that the guys who were selling them the dream, and they can be with those same women, then that's benefiting those men because they put in the work to get the results that they wanted. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Like,
I'll
it's
tell you what's
anything
wrong
but
with it.
just
Bro,
I'll
we
tell you
gotta.
what.
I'm
Okay,
like
I'll
falling
just say
asleep
this.
here.
I'll just say this, Eric. What's wrong with it is it's a big scheme. This is what you need to do to be in shape and be the best, like, alpha man and get women. And then they're telling women, this is what you need to be, a submissive woman to get men. But how many years has this been going on? And in the meantime, you still got all these single motherfuckers who can't seem to find men or women, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what the issue is, in my opinion. It's a scheme. I don't
that
know if you
that
agree with that,
issue
Eric,
that
but
that issue has always been like that in human society. There's always been people at the top that get the majority of the women. There's people in the middle that get in where they fit in, and then there's people who just, they don't end up reproducing. They don't end up with nobody. Like, it is what it is, and that's never going to change. And telling the guys who are in the middle, hey, you can come to the top with us if you apply yourself, or you could be close. You could be close to the top, or just be better off from where you are originally, and be in certain spaces. I don't see how there's anything wrong with that at all. Like, I mean, if you want to just focus on the people who, what do you call it? They're not gonna, what do you call it? They're not gonna get women, or they're not gonna have the same life as those guys. Regardless of if those guys were preaching whatever it is they're preaching, there's still gonna be people who, there's still gonna be those guys who are with all those women, and there's still gonna be those guys who are not with those women. So, like, this is just like to me, it's like a moot point. Like, it's in life, there's
Yeah,
winners,
it's a
there's
way to
losers,
make
and there's
money
people
off
in
of.
it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a moot point. It's a way to make money off of something that's already going to be.
All right, guys. With that, I got to get up out of here. I'm exhausted. We'll do this again. This is going to be the first of many, but I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll talk to y'all later.